Meeting to order and pledge the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All of the roll call, please.
Chris Candler.
Here.
Neil Decker. Here. Janet Moses. Here. Janet Patel is out. Mahendra Patel is out. Mayor Frazier not here. Mayor Witt is not here. And Robert Mann might be here. He might be a little bit late. And then Commissioner Murphy. We do not have a quorum. If Mr. Mann shows up, we will. Right now, we do not.
You don't have no additions or deletions, I would assume.
I do have a deletion, item 6A3 Zardico. The gentleman doing that presentation, his flight was canceled yesterday and he could not make it here. He's still trying to travel across the country here. So that's the only change.
Without a quorum, I guess we'll hold off on the approval of the agenda to the next meeting, correct?
Yes. We can proceed with the.
Correct. Yes. The, approval of the minutes were there. So the bed tax, travel report. Paula.
Yeah. Thanks.
Did everybody get a copy of this?
Yes, there was additional items provided for the financials. Everyone should have one in there somehow at the front. A letter from Mr. Powell regarding our financials, which I will go over in just a moment. First up is our bed tax report for November 2022. Reflected $195,622, an increase of $12,430, which is a 6.79% increase. Our fiscal year total, which kicked off in October, brings that total to $375,000, a $53,966 increase over 2021 at that same time frame, 16.77% increase. The STAR report, which all TDC members have a copy of, the occupancy rate for November was 66.9%, which was a 0.4% decrease from 2021. We sold 36,739 rooms. Average daily rate was $104.63, a 10.3% increase, and revenue per room was $68.92, a 9.8% increase. Fiscal year occupancy is 67.62, down 0.9%. Sold 76,461 rooms, down 0.84%. Average daily rate for those 2 months was $106, a 12.5% increase, and revenue per room is $72.43, an 11.5% increase. You do have the financials and the regular financials that are supplied for the TDC meeting. They are on pages 5 through 18. And then also the bed tax report is on page 19. That shows our history and the full report. There is an update to our 2022 financials that I shared at the last meeting that we're still working on closing out the line items. So that was completed. The clerk's office closed them out, and Mr. Powell is here. He closed them out from the board side. The change that is different than what was presented is our reserves balance. After it was closed out, it was updated so our reserves balance will now reflect, it is not on the financials in our packet. It will be updated by next time. Our reserves balance is a little over $3.3 million. So about $1 million more, which is great news. And we'll use that to move forward and do some fun things, hopefully with our park and things like that in the coming year.
Does anybody have any questions or clarity on what's presented here? Sure you understand it's the nail to the T, right?
You can read through his letter if you would like more information.
So if nobody has any questions for Mr. Powell, he paid me $10 to get out of there early.
Yeah, I got you. what I offered. Hey,
Don't make me speak out of $5.
appreciate it.
Well, let's put your reimbursement in for that $2 a gas. But, you know, okay, good, thank you.
So we will hold off until the next meeting to approval of those. We do not have a quorum. And I should also point out this a little bit behind. Miss Mary Fleming is here from Fort White. We're hoping she'll be joining the TDC. So if y'all want to tell her all the good things that we do and how much fun you have, feel free. Gail's already an amazing endorsement and referral. So yes. Okay.
What did you catch him doing wrong, Miss Mary? Y'all, he bumped you off. I've known him a lot longer than you've known him, I know. Okay, presentation by ladies from Paradise Advertising.
Yes.
Cousin Murphy, I heard.
Yes, sir. So we have. Oh, no. Where did Nick go?
Well, while we're waiting, let me introduce
Okay.
myself. No worries. I can talk on and on and on, and hopefully this is the start of y'all seeing me a little bit more. As you get to know me, you're going to realize I do talk quite a bit. My name is Kristen Murphy. I am Vice President of Partner Development and Client Services at Paradise. I've been at the agency for 11 and a half years. In that 11 and a half years, I have pretty much solely specialized in destination management, marketing, as people like to refer to it, organizations. So tourism, hospitality, attractions, so forth. I've worked with a number of destinations in Florida and also around the United States. I've come to really see and understand everything that a DMO does, working very closely with executive directors or sport managers or meetings managers, whoever it might be, some responsible of just niche markets like ecotourism or LGBTQ. There's just so many differences between all the different DMOs that we work with. We pride ourselves in really understanding a DMO, so your organization and your team and all the challenges, politics, if I must say myself, that you have to deal with. But something that has grown dear and near to my personal heart, which over the years I've always enjoyed, but we find that a lot of our clients just didn't have the bandwidth for, is really working with partners. I am personally a very relationship and strategically driven individual. So when COVID happened, and we started to see the partners of a lot of our clients begin to rely on the DMOs more, we realized there's really a need for our DMOs to have a more partner-focused program. So for example, we would see that they would come to the board meetings, they would email the executive director, hey, when's tourism coming back? When's this thing going away? It's like they thought that, they were Anthony Fauci all the time, thinking that they had the answers to everything. But they did not. So we did our absolute best to try to help our clients, who a lot of them had to staff down, to help provide them the resources to provide their partners. And what we ended up seeing was that there ended up becoming more of a very, this interdependence really between the destination management organizations and the partners themselves. So whereas in the past, and I'm just going to make a broad statement, I'm not saying this is the case for Columbia County, Lake City specifically, but what we were seeing is, we struggled with partners, getting partners involved. We wanted to market the destination as a whole, and that includes, everything the destination has to offer, from the attractions to the different unique boutiques or hotels, different lodging partners, resorts, whatever it might be. But we always struggled to get the partners involved. And we realized that was because I think a lot of partners didn't understand the value of what a DMO offered until that's when we started to see that paradigm shift because of COVID, because they realized that they needed to rely upon the DMO a lot more to help them market themselves. A lot of them had their resources cut back. They lost staff. They had to lay off staff. They had to pull their marketing dollars back. Well, the great thing about working with government accounts, especially like a DMO, is that you've got tax collections at least to last you the next few months, right? So that's what we started to do. We started to really grow these partnerships with the various organizations, businesses within the destinations. And that is when we started to focus on partner programming. And so our agency decided to create an entire division that I'm leading up called Partner Value Development. So that is what I am actually here to talk about a little bit. We've already started kicking off something with Paula and Kim. And my hope here today is to kind of give you guys a little insight into what this process is going to look like as we begin to create more value from the DMO to its partners. So let me bring that back though. What we realized during the pandemic is that the tourism and community go hand in hand. So we are really focused on helping, and when I say we, I'm speaking at Paula's office level, right? Their team is committed to helping their partners help themselves, which ultimately drive that bottom line, right? So a lot of these partners, they may not have, again, like I mentioned, resources or even the expertise. A lot of them are mom and pop shops. They may not understand social media marketing. They may not think they understand websites. They may not feel like they have as much awareness out there. They don't even know where to start. That's where this comes in. We have the resources to help the partners help themselves, and also providing them more opportunities to align themselves with the DMO's effort, so that way we can strengthen their effort by default. Also, the DMO has a nice budget that will allow them to market outwards, right, to all the various target areas that we've uncovered during the strategic planning process. So really, tourism and community, they go hand in hand. Our success is the community success. The community success is our success. So I want to bring us back to the marketing plan objectives. I believe the marketing plan was presented, and I picked out a few of the goals, objectives that were created and identified, because everything we're doing from a partner standpoint impacts this. So drive awareness and affinity as a year-round active lifestyle destination. Well, from a partner programming standpoint, we need to understand everything there is to do. Without our partners communicating with us, without them telling us about their latest innovations or the latest activities they created or opportunities, what do we have to promote? So we need to rely on more communication with them so that we can promote all there is to do. Maximizing the visitor economy and experience. So in-market spend and economic impact. The more that we're able to promote all the things that there are to do in the destination, the more people are going to go do those things. Basic marketing principle, right? So promoting tourism amenities that support the community. Absolutely. We want to we don't collect taxes from the shops, right? Little mom and pop shops, they sell little boutique stuff. No, but we want people to go there. We want them to travel there because that little shop is part of the entire story of the destination. And also identifying a long-term vision and strategic roadmap focused on driving the growth and improving partner relations. And that is pretty much the bottom line of why I am here from Paradise today. So what are the objectives? This is pretty simple. You can tell that the strategy team wrote those, and these are mine. Much easier. So I've learned in the 11 and a half years that when I'm presenting to boards, they like this, nuggets, and not that, but I had to copy and paste. So engagement. We want more engagement with our partners, more engagement. We want to show you and explain to you the value. We want to help you understand the resources we have available at our fingertips. Education, like I mentioned before. You may not understand social, or hey, you may not have someone to go out and shoot high quality photos for you. Let us help explain to you how to do that on your iPhone. I will tell you, I am not a creative person, so I would have a creative person come and tell you that, because even though I worked for a marketing agency for quite a bit of time, I am still awful at taking pictures. So we would have the expert actually come in and teach you guys how to do that. But that's if that's something you want, which I'm going to get to in a little bit on how we're going to determine what it is y'all want. And also marketing alignment. So if y'all do have a marketing budget, an advertising budget, and you're like, I don't quite know how to make sure that my dollars are actually being impactful. Well, what is it that Paula and her team are doing? Where are they marketing? What are their strategies? Are they on TripAdvisor? Are they on Expedia? What are they doing? We can tell you that, and then you can align your efforts. When you align your efforts and spend your dollars to pretty much, I'm not going to say back theirs, but to piggyback on the CVB's efforts, you are making your marketing plan much stronger, because then you're going to have presence in a market that already has presence because of the DMO. Okay. So marketing alignment. So what does this whole process look like? Well, I will say every destination is very, very different, but it all starts with this discovery and auditing of the existing programs. We've already started that process. We've had a kickoff conversation with the team. We have reviewed a lot of the existing opportunities. The next thing you're going to see is what I alluded to earlier, partner survey and workshops. All day, every day, we, and when I say we, again, I'm collective, speaking on the DMO's behalf, hope you don't mind, Paula, we can tell you what we think you want all day long. But at the end of the day, you're the partner, you know your challenges, you know your situation. What is it that you need from us? What can we do to help you look better to your boss, to look better to your board members? What is it that you need? Well, that's why we're going to deploy a survey in the near future to all of the partners. And we strongly encourage you to please participate in those surveys. We get some really, really good feedback in those. And we ask questions about what it is that you want to see. What could we be providing more of? What kind of education do you guys need, if any at all? I've got one destination who they don't want any education at all. They think they know everything, which by all means, great, I'm happy for you. They just want data, trends, and insights. I was really hoping that Zardico was here to present before me, because the stuff Zardico is going to be presenting is just amazing. The markets, everything about the visitor journey, where they're coming from, what they're doing in the destination. It's just incredible, and they're a great partner to work with. But that's the type of information, hopefully you guys will see it at the next meeting, that we will make available to y'all for you to capitalize on. Also, Zardico has a lot more opportunities for us to dive into the analytics a little bit more if there is something specific you're looking for. But we can make that some sort of program. Again, it's what are you looking for specifically? Then we're going to create an annual calendar and implementation timeline. So this is going to ensure that everyone understands everything that Paula and her team are doing to help its partners, when they're doing it, how often they're doing it, what type of information they're sharing. And that whole plan is going to be based on the results of the survey and also stakeholder input. So if you ever need anything or have an idea or a thought, please reach out to Paula. Let her know what it is that you guys are thinking of. And Paula can align with us to make sure that we are incorporating it and addressing it in the plans that we're doing. And ongoing communications is going to be key. Last thing you want is for us to come in here and talk about this and then to not follow through with it. I'm not big on that. That's why we like to put a plan together and to hold us accountable. Education and training opportunities, data trends, insights, paid, owned, and earned co-ops. Technically, the CBB is already doing those, but it's just about how it's positioned. If you have something, if your business has a new promotion or a new event coming down the pike and they're promoting it, technically that's a co-op. They're helping you promote whatever it is that your business is doing. So we want to package it in a way to make it a little bit more easier to digest and a little bit more regular, I guess you could say. Turn it into something. So that way we have it planned out. We know what's coming down the pike. We can align with your marketing efforts as well. And then also the partner pilot programs. Well, I think we all know what a pilot program is. So I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know what it is. If there's an opportunity or there's something unique that you guys want to try out, let's talk. For example, we did one of our other clients, we did with one of the insights platforms that we use. We actually did a co-op within the very first in the country for its members. So it was an association representing a destination. So I'm following this. So association representing a destination and all of the members. So the different attractions, businesses, hotels, RV parks, they all purchased, so this would be the paid side, purchased into this program, and they were able to get insights from this third-party partner specific to their business that they would not have been able to afford on their own. So that is a one-off unique program that we did for this other client, and it just came about as an idea from a partner, honestly. So if you guys have something, bring it up. Let's talk. So what are the next steps? I mentioned that survey. That survey, again, it's going to be critical in the driving of what it is we do over the course of the next year and beyond. This is the first time that we are creating and formulating this foundation of a partner program for Columbia County. This may or may not include stakeholder meetings. That's something we're actually going to talk with Paula about later this afternoon. And then we're going to go through the program ideation and planning. But please, again, that survey, or if you have thoughts, please talk to Paula. Because we need your input, or else we're going to determine what it is for you. And if we say that we think you guys need education, you're like, I don't need it, then we're wasting everyone's time. So let's figure out what it is at the root that you guys need help with so that we can incorporate that into the planning for the year. Now, I know that was a lot and a little bit of time. Does anyone have any questions? Not everyone at once, please.
I'll start in saying that staff, we are very excited about this. Pre-COVID, I shared the other day, we had a great plan as far as like connecting with our partners. We go out and meet with them every month, talk to them, things like that. And then COVID happened, and I think back to, I would call the hotels, every hotel, at least every 2 weeks during COVID. And the emotional conversations that those were like, they still hurt my heart.
I got goosebumps you saying that.
Yeah,
It's very real.
it was tough. And especially my husband being a business owner, I go back to times when you've had to lay off good employees and things like that. It hurts. And so we're past that, but we kind of went through this transition of people didn't want us to come out and visit and talk to them, but phone conversations aren't enough. So I think this is going to be a good way for us to get to that next level of, okay, we've done a lot of work to try and catch up and do the new brand and website and things like that. So we are excited about it and appreciate what Kristen's doing for us. And
It's turning a new leaf, as we like to say. You know, it sounded like when we spoke the other day, historically, as you mentioned, you had a really strong relationship, but COVID really changed everything. COVID's created this opportunity to really leverage and become stronger partners than before. So yeah, we're excited. Looking forward to it. But no questions? I mean, did I just cover everything, or did you guys hey, woman, sit down?
and if anyone wants to be a stakeholder, I know I've talked to a few people that are interested in having conversations with Kristen. Just let me know.
Yes,
I would love to listen and hear your thoughts. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate your time allowing me to come out and present what it is that we're going to be working on. Thank you.
Okay. We'll move right on to staff reports.
Yeah. Let me get back to where I was. I did not make a slide for my report, but it's just an update. The flat-filled facility and master plan update. We sat down with North Florida Professional Services because they were one of the individuals that worked on the overall plan, and we were there at the meeting when we did the presentation. So they're working on some things to come back before we present it to the Board of County Commissioners. We met with them in early December. So hopefully we'll have that back to come back and say, okay, here was the big plan, here was phase one, what can we really do now? And before we present and ask the Board of County Commissioners. So this takes a little bit of time, but they're working on that and we are working on that. The next thing is the Circle K expansion. We were following up with them at the city every few weeks on the status of that as far as the permitting for the Circle K project where they're expanding the trucking station. Mr. Dial sent me an email yesterday stating that they did submit the paperwork and will be proceeding with the project. So the county will be issuing the permits for them. So I'm not sure if there's any other action that we can do from a legal standpoint by any means, but they did agree that it met all the requirements that they needed for the permit. The city attorney did. So we'll see how that goes once it gets built.
Yay. Be interesting. Just to clear something up, all of this said, this county is only representing the city. They're contracted to us or we're contracted to them.
Okay.
Yeah. The Board of County Commissioners, just for clarity, is not, well, not out there on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
The county.
And I'm sure everybody knew that. I just.
Yeah.
And specifically, the city has to do all the approvals.
Right.
All the county does is verify the building is built to state building code.
Right. But, okay.
And that is all I have for my report.
Well, there's something that'll touch on that with the flat fields, because I know they're going to kind of play hand in hand, and I haven't discussed this with Paula, but ironically, we had a meeting last night at the Clinton County Fairgrounds, and we're also, what reminded me, we're in negotiations with North Florida. We as a fair board out there, totally independent from government, we were awarded a $3.2 million expansion grant through the Department of Ag. And North Florida's brought a proposal to us. We got somewhat of a plan, but we'll be coming forth as the ball starts to roll now. And we're going to bring it to the TDC, or our staff will, to kind of keep everybody here enlightened on what our improvements are going to be, because with the venue being expanded quite large, it's going to be a good selling point, and we're already, with just the news of it being out there, we're already being contacted throughout the country from different rodeo events and stuff like that are, national level stuff. So it's a big deal, and it's your tax dollars. So we definitely want the input of the community. We'll show you where our plan is, and hopefully this group, I'm sure will come forth with a lot of good information, help us go down that road. But that ball is finally rolling. So whenever she said North Florida, that's what sparked my interest. I don't want to make sure I let you know.
Will that be soon?
Yes. I mean, we are,
In the next few months?
it's a big project. It's probably going to take somewhere around 18 months to complete if everything goes smooth. I mean, but just the building alone, that's going to cover the arena is in excess of probably $1.6 million, $1.7 million. So it's a big deal.
Going to cover the current rodeo arena or a new one?
Her. Yeah, right now, probably what's existing there as far as a building will probably disappear and, something, but there's also going to be an agricultural, that's what kind of helped us get the grant. And Greg Bailey was very, very helpful in helping us, assist us with the grant. But we had to stay agriculturally educational. So there's going to be, and it's we sold it to the sense of it's going to be a regional outreach. So put it this way, we got 3.2, and I think they totally awarded throughout the state last year somewhere around 6 million. And so and they're already knocking on our door telling us get phase 2 coming. So hopefully within the next 3 to 4 years, it'll be a totally different layout out there. And so Clint, in the early stages, he helped us come up with some ideas about what do we call it, Clint, the watering of the thing. And there's a lot to it. A lot of people are going to be involved, but it is, appreciate it. Okay, so the Goldsmith marketing manager. Yeah.
Yes. Ms. Kim's going to
Oh,
do
okay.
that.
Good afternoon, everyone. In August, we kicked off our first ever media campaign with our partner, Paradise Advertising. During the campaign, we would have 2 main goals: general awareness and education about our destination in Lake City, and then also drive traffic to our new website. With the help of Zydeco and some guidance from Paradise, we basically found that these markets, such as Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Orlando, Gainesville, Northwest, Tampa, and the surrounding counties would be our target, and Valdosta as well, would be our target area. We had a competitive set of Gainesville, Ocala, Valdosta, Crystal River, DeLand, and Seminole County. We decided to go through a bunch of different mediums and vendors, such as paid social on Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, paid search, YouTube, Expedia, Sojourn, Division D, and Spotify, just to name a few. We would also be featured in 2 magazines, such as Orlando Family Magazine and the Atlanta Parenting Magazine. So this is just to give you some idea of the creative that Paradise put together to do these different venues. We had such things as things to do, visit Lake City, our events page for the paid search ads on Google. We put together a video that would be shown on Pinterest, and also different ones like Sojourn. Sorry, I can't play it, but it was a really nice video. Creative ads we had that you basically would click on and you would have more information, more of like the in-depth meat of our destination, reading more about our blogs, different things that we had to offer. Banner ad. This is basically used as our creative for all of our different mediums. You click on, some of them would drive right to the website. Others would basically, like Expedia, would go to the landing page and then give you options. If you're looking for Valdosta, it would bring you back to Lake City and give you options. And again, more of our banner ads. Happy Happens Here is our campaign with our new logo and our website. And here, Expedia, this is basically a picture of the springs. You put in Valdosta, Lake City, and then here I gave you information on each of the things, either history, outdoor fun, recreation. This is the creative that we used for Orlando Family Magazine. They interviewed Paula over the phone and they put together a really nice article featuring our hidden gem, the springs. And then we had a full page ad in Atlanta Parenting Magazine, as well as Facebook ads and an e-newsletter. So this is some more information about our Facebook and Instagram campaigns. This was basically from August to October. It was basically going to target users with an interest in travel and outdoor adventure and ecotourism by using vivid imagery and videos to basically drive engagement to our destination, give people more of an idea of what we had to offer. And then we go back and retarget the engaged users with a secondary goal of driving it to our website through all of our blogs that we had listed. This gave us over 4 million impressions alone. Pinterest, this was new for us. We never had a Pinterest account before, so we got this started in August. And basically we had target audiences based on campaigns like the beach destinations, outdoor travel, and this would ultimately drive it back to our website for people to have a more in-depth look. This brought us over 260,000 impressions. Paid search did quite well. We had over 58,000 impressions with Florida Spring Lake City Endless Hours of Fun. This also ran from August to October. YouTube, we basically got a YouTube channel started with a 15-second non-skippable ad. It was very fun, very vibrant, brought over 408,000 impressions. We were at the Welcome Center last week, and we actually met a guy who said he saw us on YouTube. So that was very cool to see that it's paying off and have interest from others. Expedia, right here, this was a travel website you can go to, basically put in your destination of either our Lake City or surrounding area there, and it would basically bring you back to a landing page either on hotels.com or Expedia. Basically from this campaign that ran from August to October, we had 411 room nights booked and a total of $54,300 in gross bookings were generated from Expedia alone. Sojourn was another online tool that we had that basically garnered 3,624 searches. A total of 61 room nights were booked, and the average length of stay was 4.34 days. Division D was another one that we used, basically just to target people that were interested in road tripping, outdoor nature, e-newsletters, and then basically could drive the search to Lake City and give them more information. Spotify radio, we had basically radio ads that went across the different areas that we were targeting and kind of went across family and parenting podcasts to capture more of the family-friendly set to come here. That brought us over 78,831 impressions. And mobile views, this is another one that we saw basically people frequenting national state parks, outdoors, camping grounds, hiking trails. We wanted this to kind of just get people out there more aware of our destination and our location. This brought us over 620,000 impressions. And then here, Orlando Family Magazines, basically Atlanta and Orlando are known to be two of our major areas that we want to kind of get more traffic from, bring the families out of the parks, theme parks, and bring them up here to the outdoors. This basically was a great way to kind of build our name, our namesake, and bring people that had not seen us before. We did a full page ad with Orlando Family Magazine and also had an e-blast and a Facebook ad. This was 28,000 readers in circulation and brought us 86,000 impressions. Atlanta Parenting Magazine was also a great one for us. It was 30,000 print ads with a digital edition of 212,000. Newsletter went out with 28,000 hits and Facebook ads for 30,000. So in the summary, basically what we decided on after seeing all the results from these different campaigns, our paid social campaigns performed very well, generating over 4 million impressions and more than 40,000 engagements. For 2023, we're going to basically use an always-on program for Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, just so we have that presence year-round. They also recommended to us that we basically cut back in the amount of vendors. Now that we've had our name out there, we can kind of decide who was better for us, what we basically learned from, who will be the most money-generating accounts, and that way we can kind of focus more money into less. So now we've been established with all these different facets, basically. And basically, as a board, we just want to basically continue doing what we're doing, bring more people that have not been, and that could be in the form of fan utilization trips. We also want to do more in the way of things we haven't done before, maybe commercials or TV segments. We haven't touched that. So there's a lot to do still, but we are really excited with the results that we received from this first campaign. And right now we're basically going to be gearing up for a spring and summer campaign moving forward.
So yeah.
There's one more part.
And in December, I have some information for you guys.
Yes. You mind if I make?
Go ahead, please.
So what she just presented, the fall campaign, that was an entire recap of the campaign performance. But in the very first slides, you saw when the campaign is running, where we're targeting, what markets, what's the psyche of the profile, or what's the profile of the individual that we're going after, right? That's the type of information that we will loop everyone into, and we can talk through how you can capitalize on that for your own business. So marketing alignment is going to be key, and I also see it being very beneficial for the partners.
Yes, we got fancy with all of our technology. Struggling.
So some visitor insights. This is basically information that we work with Zydeco on a monthly basis to receive. We have Stephen, who was supposed to be here today, unfortunately, he could not. Basically wanted to give you guys a presentation, kind of give you a breakdown of what they do and how they do it. But every month we receive like a director's brief, and this breaks down the information as far as visitors, spending, basically our hot spots, places that we didn't think were popular last month are coming stronger the following month.
You can just.
Okay, no worries. I have some notes, so just bear with me. Okay, so basically 64% of our visitors were from the Fort Myers, Naples area. And again, just going with the season, the snowbirds, you know, coming and going with the Welcome Center, like I mentioned, the people that we were meeting were from Michigan, Ohio. Everyone was headed to Fort Myers, Sarasota area. So it's glad to see that the hurricane did not impact as many as we originally thought, but they're still traveling and spending money, which is fantastic. Visitor volume was down, trending down in the first part of December, but it is actually traveling on par with 2021 in the later part of the month. Atlanta basically was coming in number 2 in visitation to our area, but number 10 in the overall spending. And then the out-of-state visitor accounted for 45% of all visitors in December. And this kind of just gives you an idea how it breaks down by city, our top 5 destinations that visit us and what they spend. And it's basically just a great idea that we use toward our marketing of where we need to have more presence. Jacksonville, we kind of knew it's usually on top, but like you said, we have areas like Albany, Georgia that we did not know about, didn't even think of. And that's kind of come out in the last few reports. So there's something to think about as far as targeting in the future and the areas that we need to go after. This is exciting news for us. In December, we basically we made the Travel and Leisure magazine, which is a very coveted magazine, 9 best places to live in Florida. And this was among Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. So to be on this list is pretty special. We were also featured and saw a total of 7 articles, what to know on visiting Florida's popular Blue Hole Spring. We basically had a total estimated impressions of over 13 million and a total estimated ad value of $125,292.76. Our PR team basically gives us an idea of every month of what topics they're going to be going for. So with January, February, going into March, we're looking at Valentine's Day, the Blanche, spring break. The spring is just being an outdoor year-round attraction, so that's never old for us. Anything new and up and coming, basically, if you guys didn't know, Brittany's Cupcake Shop is having a soft opening today downtown, so make sure you stop by and say hi. But we have social media basically as well. They pull out our top performing posts for us. Basically, the axe throwing downtown. And you are partnering with them as well, the brewery now. They are basically doing great things. They're open Sundays. If you're ever looking for something to do, they have a $15 all day thing going on at the axe throwing. And Chris has also partnered with them at the brewery. The springs, we had Itchy Nippy Dip Day. I was out there for this. This was a great turnout. Just a lot of great things going on. And these are what the top posts have been, that people are looking for things to do. They visit our events page quite often, and just getting that, user generated content is really what we are, we're limited in, but when we get it, we use it and it performs very well for us. The top Instagram post was also Friends of Itchitechny for the Itchy Nippy Dip Day. And then this was a video, basically just, again, great content, but when we get it, we love it. And when we don't, it's just it's hard. So we're hoping to get more of it as we go along. And then Twitter's been performing very well. We had Zappa, the new coffee shop, open up downtown. We were there for the grand opening. And people are interested in just, live things that are going on, events they can go to. So this has been doing very well. And website summary, basically with our new website, continues to perform very well. It was up 4,000 users from that last month. 58% of our website traffic came from organic search. And other than our homepage, the events related content is rounding up the top 5. We had a lot of activities going on for Christmas, like Festival of Lights and Swanee Lights. So that was a lot of interest. The festival market, holiday market downtown did well. Our top 5 cities for website visitors are Atlanta, Orlando, Lake City, Jacksonville, and Miami. And that is all I have. And so the event calendar, Lusty is next month. We will have a tent set up downtown, so feel free to stop by and see us. And if you have any questions or need anything from me, please let me know. Well, stop it.
Okay, no questions, Alden, you're on this stage.
In your packet on pages 24 to 25 is our current 2023 sports events calendar. We currently have 33 events on the calendar. We are still waiting to book our fall baseball dates and some various adult softball dates. And we are working with one other girls fast pitch organization to hopefully secure some more dates with them. Compared to 2022, we had 46 events on our calendar for the calendar year. 16 of those were canceled due to rain or lack of registrations. Over the weekend at the Richardson Community Center, we had the annual Winter Blast Pickleball Tournament. They had 86 players participate this year over a 3-day event, which is down from last year. They were hoping for 120, didn't quite get it. They had 15 out-of-state players, 11 from Georgia, 1 from North Carolina, 1 from Virginia, and 1 from Alaska. I did not meet the Alaskan, but I'll follow up on that. Some upcoming tournaments of note on the calendar. February 11th is the Gilchrist Officers Memorial Tournament. It's an annual event. They started here shortly after that tragedy. February 25th and 26th, USSSA is bringing in their Super NIT back to town. That'll be a nice event for us. May 20th and 21st, USSSA softball is hosting a North Florida State Championship tournament. June 22nd through the 26th is the annual Babe Ruth State softball event, which is perhaps our largest event. Hopefully we'll get another 100+ teams here for that week. And then July 11th through 16th, Babe Ruth baseball, the Southeast Regional Tournament for 11 and under, or the 11-year-old age group will be here. That Southeast region will bring teams from Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. That'll be a nice tournament for our local Babe Ruth League. They also have a state tournament that I don't believe was added to this calendar in time, but they do have one other state tournament this year as well. So, and they're waiting on bids for district. To find out, Stephanie seems kind of nervous. She's going to be saddled with that as well. But hopefully there'll be a busy year at the complex. We don't run guys too ragged.
We're finally fully staffed. Not tournament help, but full-time help, we're finally fully staffed, so that'll help some.
Clint, do you mind giving them an update on what we just found out this week about the permit or the parking improvements?
Yeah, we've had a lot of questions on that. Like the big grassed area in front of the complex that where everybody parks now that stays a mud hole. We do have the permit on that finally. We've got a couple things we've got to tweak so we can put it out to bid, but hopefully within the next few months, we'll be starting on the new parking lot area at Southside. So that'll help a lot with the entrances to the Babe Ruth complex and also to keep the mud ball from happening every time we have a tournament and rain. That's been
Right there by the playground.
in front of the playground all the way up to the yellow facility, the main road there. Our friends at Swanee River Water Management, I use that very loosely, decided that we need all these major retention ponds, and it's held up the process a little bit, but we're finally moving forward.
Well, I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions, Cheryl, for the schedule? And I heard last night, Alden, that, what do you call it, cornhole, something they had at the fairgrounds this weekend. That was pretty successful.
Yeah, they've done, I know Ricky's got some regional, they do like every 2 months. I know at Richardson, they do a regional, the last one drew a good crowd. So they're definitely a popular group.
I learned last night that they left Hal Patter at about 6 o'clock that morning and after playing. Always over there, they were sleeping and what have you, but they did have a good tournament.
Third, yeah.
But they said y'all had a good showing that night also. Yeah. Good deal. Okay, open public comment. Come on, Dale, that's the opportunity. TDC member comments.
I'll just real quick give everybody an update on the Downtown Showdown Barbecue Festival. That is off to the races. We already have 9 teams registered. It's January. And of note, I don't know how many of you guys are into barbecue, but we've got probably the highest profile barbecue contestant. Myron Mixon is actually going to be your 5-time world champion and probably the most popular and winningest barbecue competitor on the circuit. So he's coming to Lake City.
So what got him here? Prize money or what?
Well, we're offering a fairly decent prize purse, but we've heard John Wheeler actually went up and did his class, and he apparently cut his teeth at the Hogwell Pig Crazy. That's where he learned the ropes of barbecue festival. So he has very fond memories of competing here in Lake City. So we're anticipating that with Myron on board, that just happened last week. So with Myron on board, we're thinking that we'll probably start stacking up the teams. So
How many are you trying to get?
20 to 30. I mean, we'll be happy with, 20, but yeah. It's big.
What's the entry fee?
I don't know. Talk to Terry. Now, it's a KCBS. Terry Phillips has all of the details. I'm just kind of helping Terry with it. But yeah, she has all of the details, is doing all of the signups and that kind of thing. But it is a Kansas City Barbecue Society sponsored event. That's the other reason that Myron's probably coming, is it's the most major conference.
What's the date?
April 15th, tax day.
Excellent.
And it will actually end up, we need to finish planning the rest of the event, but we will probably make it it will be a multi-day event. The teams will start coming in on Friday night. We'll do a downtown social. Hal Patter will host a downtown social for all of the judges. I think we've got rooms. Do we have rooms booked already at the Blanche for judges and things like that? So, and we'll probably do a small competition on Friday night as well. And then the main competition and judging and festival side of it will be on Saturday. So.
Exciting. I know.
If nobody else has anything else, next meeting, Paula says, is March 15th,
Right here.
right here.
Yep. And we'll be in touch with Kristen's crew over the next few months as well.
I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.